Tonight, the Department of Justice is asking a federal court to unseal the warrant that the FBI used to search the Florida home of former President Donald Trump. Agents were looking for classified documents that may have illegally been taken from the White House. We learned today that investigators first subpoenaed those records this spring. 15 boxes of presidential records were removed by federal authorities earlier this year and returned to the National Archives. Attorney General Merrick Garland said today a federal court found probable cause to justify the warrant and called on a judge to make those details now public. Garland, the nation's top law enforcement official, said that unusual disclosure would be appropriate because the former president is talking publicly about the search. We have a lot of news to get to tonight, and CBS's Robert Costa is here to start us off. Good evening to you, Robert.
Good evening, Margaret. It was an extraordinary moment. An attorney general who rarely goes before the cameras speaking out about the Justice Department's probe of a former president and an FBI search that has jolted the nation's political scene.
Attorney General Merrick Garland took ownership of the decision to search former President Trump's Florida residence this week.
I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter.
He also announced that the Justice Department has asked a judge to unseal the search warrant, handed over to the former president's legal team earlier this week when federal agents arrived at Trump's home. And the Attorney General asserted it was Trump who publicized the search.
The department did not make any public statements on the day of the search. The former president publicly confirmed the search that evening, as is his right.
Garland's move to unseal the warrant punctuated a politically and legally charged week as supporters rally behind the former president, who declared the FBI search part of a witch hunt against him. Left unsaid why exactly FBI agents were authorized to go in and which documents they took from the residence.
Since I became Attorney General, I have made clear that the Department of Justice will speak through its court filings and its work.
The search was part of an ongoing federal investigation into documents Trump took with him when he left the White House last year. CBS News has learned that former Trump advisors have been questioned in recent months about how the former president dealt with sensitive materials and classified national security documents during and after his presidency. CBS News confirmed today that this week's FBI search was preceded by a grand jury subpoena this spring, which led to a June meeting between investigators and Trump's lawyers to discuss exactly how documents were taken from the Trump White House.
And Robert Costa is here now. How has the former president's team responded?
Just minutes ago, the former president issued a statement saying he and his lawyers have been fully cooperating with the probe, but they have a deadline, 3 p.m. Friday, to oppose the Justice Department's decision to unseal this search warrant.
Questions still about what sensitive information may be in those documents.
Exactly right.
Robert, thank you.